Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esme, and if you love learning about parenting, personal development, and all bilingual and brilliant things, then this channel is perfect for you. So I have a toddler. He's 2 years old, 2 years, 2 months, and he has been having a lot of tantrums more often than I would like to admit and that I would like. On Saturdays, we go to music class. He usually loves it. He's been going for about a year. So that's our established routine. On Saturdays, we go to music class. Ellie had the worst tantrum of all time. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 tips to try when talking to your child who is having a tantrum. Tip number 1, try and have empathy for your child. Your child has been in this world for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, however old they are. Talking about from my perspective, Ellie is 2 years old. So we are adults who more often than not know how to recognize our emotions and cope with our emotions. Little ones are still trying to figure out the world. And I think many times we get into this power struggle that we want them to do what we want them to do because there are rules, there are social expectations that they need to follow, etc., etc., etc. And while you are free to raise your child the way that you want to raise them, the way that you see best fit, I still encourage you to have empathy for your child. So today when he was in music class, he was fine when we got in the car. The drive was fine. As soon as we got out of the car, he was super fuzzy. It was embarrassing walking down the park. There's a farmer's market that leads to the class, and I felt anxious because people were looking at us. You start to get into your head, and as soon as we get in the building, he's just not having it. I remove his shoes because you're not allowed to wear shoes in the class because it's all carpet, and he's not happy. His teacher is super, he knows her well, she knows him well. She shows him a book and he throws it. A dad from the class tries to engage with him, tries to show him cool juggling tricks with 4 balls, which was amazing to see, and it didn't work. After that, I said, okay, I think we just need to step out of the room, give him just some breathing space. Obviously what we're doing isn't working. So I step out of the room. I'm going to post a video of his behavior outside of the room, and he throws himself in the middle of the building, and he's just wavering his hands, his feet. He looks like fish. By that time, I just know that he's not going to stay. He's just not happy about something. So during that whole time, I would be lying if I said that I was demonstrating empathy throughout the whole time, but I tried my best. And that is all that you can do. Tip number 2, I encourage you to listen to your child. Try not to interrupt them. Try not to rush them. If they're crying, if they are upset, let them feel their feelings, let them cry. So many times I feel that, especially a lot of dads will do this, and a lot of moms too, of course. Stop crying. Why are you crying? They're crying because they're upset over something. So let them cry it out and just ignore that behavior if it's annoying you. Try to check in. and just pay attention to what they're doing and what they're saying. Just listen. Listen with more intention. So, as some of you guys know, Eli has a language delay. So he's using about 20 words, mostly word approximations and a ton of signs. He knows a ton of signs. More, all done, water, thank you, help, please, etc. I do believe that a lot of his tantrums are because he is unable to properly express himself. He doesn't have the words to express himself. Receptively, he's able to understand everything. He shows you that he understands, but he's not using words as he should for a 2-year-old. It results in more tantrums. Tip number 3, make reflective statements. You can say things like, I see that you're upset because your toy is broken. I see that you're upset because you don't want to go to class. I see that you're upset because you have a lot of homework and it's hard. I see that you don't want to X. So today, when I was seeing Eli, he was angry. He was visibly upset. I kept my language very limited and simple. And I would make comments like, I see that you're mad. Do you need help? Do you want to go in? Are you hungry? And he was just pulling me. He was pulling the stroller. Actually, he wasn't pulling the stroller. No, well, he was pulling the stroller, but he was trying to throw the stroller. So not just pulling. I have a scratch up here from last week. And then he scratched me somewhere over here. And I mean, that hurts. If you have toddlers and children, their nails are super sharp. They're super tiny people with sharp nails. So, tip number 4, ask your child what they need from you. That shows that you are sympathizing, that you are empathizing with them. So what you can do is that you can ask them questions such as, do you need a break? Do you need to go to the calming corner? I'm mentioning calming corner because I am a big fan of calming corners. And if you guys follow me on my social media, such as Instagram, there's a video where it clearly shows that the calming corner has tremendously helped Eli better self-regulate his emotions. So I encourage you to watch my Instagram videos. I can link my Instagram video below if you'd like to see. You can ask them if they need some water. Today, while he was having the tantrum, I asked if he needed water and he just, what did he do? I'm not sure if he threw it or he just pulled away. So I tried offering him some water. I gave him his space. His teacher provided him with a book and he moved away from the book. Might have thrown it too. Can't remember. It was just a lot going on. Tip number 5. It's important to also affirm their feelings. You can try saying things like, I can see that you're upset. I can see that you don't like this. I can see that X. It's important to validate their feelings. Little people have feelings just like us. I think that the majority of us adults have a lot of trauma because we were taught that our feelings were not that big of a deal. You shouldn't cry. You shouldn't get mad at that because who are you to tell someone else why they shouldn't feel the way that they do? All feelings are valid. Tip number 6. Stay calm. Stay as calm as you possibly can and make sure that your child is physically safe. So, I was allowing Eli to be on his back and just waddle his body anywhere he wanted as long as he was safe. He wasn't hitting his head. No one was close to him that could be hit by him, etc., etc., etc. He wasn't around cars. He couldn't get away from me and get hit by a car, or, just things of that nature. Tip number 7, ignore behaviors, and you could also try some breathing techniques. So I feel that my go-to technique with him is to just ignore all negative and tantrum-like behaviors. So I was allowing him to cry. I was allowing him to throw his fits, to physically try to maneuver the stroller, as long as he wasn't hitting himself and or someone. As an educator, I feel like that's a go-to. We a lot of times just recommend that parents just ignore negative behaviors, because if you engage and if you give into some things, and they learn that when they do a bad behavior, when they are behaving bad, then if they behave that way, they get what they want. So try ignoring negative behaviors, and I would also just try proper breathing techniques. A lot of times, I know a lot of adults and a lot of teachers think that when they tell them, okay, calm down, take a deep breath, you visibly hear them breathing and exhaling. That's not the proper way to breathe. They're not getting enough oxygen to their brain and to all of their organs to really calm their brain and their body down. So encourage them to move their belly. So I will talk about breathing techniques later on in my videos, but what you can start is by putting this palm of your hand here and the other on your belly. And I would encourage you to tell your child to breathe in and make sure that their belly is moving out. So, and breathe out with the mouth. That's belly breathing. You want to move your belly in and out, in and out. You don't want to move your chest. That's not a true indicator that you're breathing properly. That's not doing anything. You may think that's doing something, but that's really not. And one last statement that I wanted to make that goes hand in hand with this is that just because a child has many tantrums does not mean that they have a language delay. If a child has a language delay, then it is likely that they will have more tantrums. So in the case of Eli, I do think that he has more tantrums because he has a language delay, for obvious reasons. Since he can't properly communicate his basic needs and wants, it results in tantrums, more tantrums. He's also going through the terrible twos. He also has a really strong personality. Both his father and I have strong personalities, and genetically he is predisposed to have a strong character. So the combination of a language delay, going through the terrible twos, and having a genetically predisposed strong personality, that's the perfect combination for increased tantrums. And lastly, Eli did not stay for his music class. He was not coming down, and his behavior was disruptive, and I was not going to let his disruptive behavior disturb the learning of others. This was a first, and it may not be the last. So yeah, today was kind of hard. Today was kind of hard because of that. I had never seen him that upset, and yeah, I think also because I was in parent mode. You know, I had a plan of what our schedule, what our day was going to look like, and I was looking forward to class for him. We both enjoy music class, so I had my own parent agenda and it wasn't followed. And I think that we as parents have to feel more comfortable than not with things not going our way. That's life. All right, guys. Well, I hope that this video was helpful and I hope that this story resonated with you guys. Don't feel alone. I am here in it with you guys. I'm a parent, an SLP, a human being trying to figure this out as a first-time parent. If you wouldn't mind commenting down below, have you experienced this? What are some tips? What are some helpful parenting advice that you may give me and or others that may be first-time parents and going through this? I would appreciate it so much, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time. I will be posting this video in Español, in Spanish, in the next video. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.